Peace. This is a Meat and Potato Sushi production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is Revelations. I want to share a few stories with you, and I have a special treat for the viewing family. So stay tuned and wait for that towards the end of this video. But let's talk about Revelations. Now, one of my earlier videos, I believe from 3 years ago, was Let's Kill the Old You. And this was dealing with the goddess Tiamat, one of the creators of Terra, or what you know as Earth. And there's a funny story, and I didn't understand it. So let's get into it. I remember that when I did that video, at this time I was in transition and trying to move. So me and Tiamat were basically corresponding, and I asked her, I wanted to do some artwork, but was she consecrated? So many videos that you watch that I do, I usually may consecrate them so you can get that energy and it could work best for you. And I remember that when I did it, I was doing the artwork by hand. I did the artwork in pen. And I remember I just knew I was killing it, just doing it. So I got finished doing the sketch and everything, and I was ready to put out the video. Tiamat says, I don't like it. And I'm like, I'm sorry. She said, I don't like it. Start over. Tiamat is just built different. So I did it again. This time I really wasn't into it. I was just doing it just to get it done. Tiamat was like, that I like. That's a lot better. Use it. She said, I'll consecrate it, put my energy. So I used it, and a lot of people had gave me positive feedback as a consequence of it. What I didn't understand, because anytime you do writings or art or whatever, and you're thinking about a specific goddess or god or whatever, they're going to work with you by giving you their energy. So when I used it and I put it out there, basically what Tiamat was teaching me was deific mass. She was teaching me of experiencing the wisdom and the power of a deity through them. That's what they were teaching me. Another lesson I learned, even though it wasn't for me, but it was just showing an example. And I talked about deicide. Now, family, for those who don't know, deicide is when you basically challenge a god or a goddess. Not a very wise thing to do. And I talked about there was another occultist who was very young, but they were magically inclined. But again, they were young. So just because you're gifted magically doesn't mean that you won't fall into the trap or the burden of arrogance. They did that and issued a challenge to Hermes. Now, how that worked out for that person is they ended up in prison. And this is something, and I want to really hammer this home. You don't challenge no god or no goddess, because trust me, hear me now, believe me later, they gonna answer the bell. So they ended up doing time. And not only that, for their troubles, they ended up having a sexual offender charge on their jacket. There's people out here that catch bodies and they don't even want that on there, because it's basically like your life is over. So that's something I somewhat told the story. I just didn't get into certain, I would say, juicy details. And I'm not going to say the name of the individual because that's just not me. But they got a sexual offender tag on their jacket. And the god that they had challenged was Hermes. Now, other story. I get this question a lot. So how do you know if a god or goddess wants to work with you? I remember years ago I did a ritual to Hermes. I said, Hermes, would you help my channel? And would you do this? And etc. I was specific, but I was in the realm of reality. Some of these people, you ask these gods and goddesses for something that is just, I don't know, like cartoonish. And Hermes agreed. Hermes like, okay. Now people say, can you do a ritual at church? When I approach Hermes and I offer that, I was with a friend basically going over some things. I needed holy water. Not even gonna lie about it. And Hermes is like, yeah, I'll help you. So Hermes has stepped up to the plate. And on another platform, I did a video about Hermes that got 38,000 views. So Hermes did answer. Hermes like, I will work with you. And speaking of Hermes, who can make some things happen for you, I want to give this to the family right quick. Stay with me. This is a sigil that you can use. I'm holding it up right here. I want you to screenshot it. Okay? So, that's like a quick sigil that you can use, or you can email me for my personal sigil that I created. And there's something else. Now, I'm going to kind of scale this down for you because I'm going to really say this. If let's say this is like for a job application success ritual to Hermes, and Hermes works quickly. Now, your candles can be either white or black or silver. Now, Hermes incense, pay attention, can be frankincense or dragon's blood. Now, you got to state the type of job that you want with a copy of your job application or resume. And you can use his deific mask or other incarnations, such as Hermes, Thoth, Mercury, Hail to thee, messenger of the gods, patron of merchants. Join with me today. Come down from Mount Olympus and drink with me. Now, what would you drink with Hermes? Wine. And this is part of it right here. I just scaled it down for you. This is a job application success ritual right here. Now, what's the name of the book? Even like I said, some things I agree with, some things that I don't. But for purposes of edification, this is the name of the book right here. The Magic of Hermes by David Thompson. So if you want to add that to your occult library, you can. And that's off of Amazon. But again, these are revelations. And like I said, it's been a very interesting journey. And when people say, well, will this spirit work with me? If things start happening in your life, that is how you know. And like Tiamat was telling me, I don't like that, start from scratch. The end. So I just wanted to make that very crystal for the family. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Your water, my friends. Peace.